Alright, as you can see, we've stripped the drywall out. We've torn down the poly and we have taken all the old insulation out. Discovered that we had a little bit more room in here, and so we're going to beef it up to an R22 insulation and get going installing that now. And the rock salt is a little bit friendlier. It isn't quite as itchy. It's a little firmer, so it actually works better. So we're going to go ahead and get started now. Okay. Oh, you tighten it down. There. Stands quite a bit when you release the covering, and as you can see, I've got a helper today, which makes the job go much faster. So now, just gonna start setting it in. So I've got a pipe on this side, so what I'm going to end up doing is just splitting it sort of down the middle so that I can wrap it around the pipe, and then we will be much easier to install it. Sometimes it takes a little bit of fine-tuning to get it all.
Oh, I don't think we're going to have enough, though.
No, we're not. Now it's a little bit of a process to get it in, because on my foundation here I do have these spikes sticking out that kind of hold it together, so they kind of want to catch up on the insulation and it doesn't slide in as easy as it normally should. So it just takes a little bit of fine maneuvering to get it worked in.
You might want to mention about cold spots too.
What's that?
Cold spots?
What cold spots?
You don't want gaps in your insulation where it's exposed. They're called cold spots.
Well,
but where's the ineffectiveness? Reduces
what happens
the effectiveness of the insulation.
My walls, like your baths, are typically 4 feet high, and sometimes your wall's a little bit higher than 4 feet. So you do have to come in and fill in that little bit of a gap that's left. It has to be nice and tight. And if there's any really big leaks, I do have spray insulation as well, and that will sort of take care of all those little areas around the window and those little surprises that come up and present themselves.
Here, I'll give you this one. And I gotta cut this one up for the window.
Yeah, because you're going to have to go down the side too. I have to get my ladder out here because I have to get up on top and sort of fight and play with it at the top. So set this down.
Alright, now I'm just going to cut out around the window.
Now, I'm using my regular insulation or my regular X-Acto knife, but Matt is actually using the insulation knife, and it's a little bit deeper and cuts it a little bit better. So there's always those little specialty tools that come in handy.
I'll go grab the other mat.
Mm-hmm. Now, I've got a gas line coming in the wall here, so what I will end up doing is, this is one of those places where I'll end up doing that expanding foam insulation. Now my wall here to fully insulate is about 90 square feet, and you have to pay attention when you're doing your insulation. Now I'm going to be short because these only have about 37, just over 37 square feet per bundle, so I'm not going to have enough to do this full wall, but I will have enough to get a good portion of it done. Now, because they framed it out where they actually brought the framing out, yeah, 3 or 4 inches from the wall, typically this insulation isn't going to sit behind your studs. It's actually going to sit between your studs, and it works a little bit better, but this is one of those hidden surprises that I was telling you that you usually discover when you open up a wall.
There we go.
And where you've got bits and pieces like this that were cut off, I'm going to actually go ahead and move this up so that I can sort of set it here in the center, which is a little bit easier to